What's up, class? Welcome back. So for today, we're going to be working with this idea of word clouds and typography and portraits and combining the two to create this really beautiful typography portrait. You're going to see in today's file when you download it, we've given you 3 word cloud options. We'd like you to take a second or two to choose which one resonates the most with you. Now, depending on what you choose, you're going to find someone that embodies that word cloud. So your favorite athlete or artist or feminist, you're going to find a photograph of them. Try your best to find a good quality photograph so you don't end up with a blurry portrait. Next, you want to bring your photograph into this document. To do so, you're going to go up to File, Open, and Place. I chose the artist. I'm sure you're all shocked by that. And I'm going to hit Open and drag her picture here. Now, depending the size of your original photograph, you might want to resize so the focus is the person's face, like shoulders up. Make sure you hold Shift while you resize so you do not stretch out their proportions. Now, we're going to end up needing a copy of our photograph. So to do so, we can hit Control or Command J on our keyboard. We'll end up with a copy. We can hide the color for now. It's not really important. It's a backup because what we're about to do is quite destructive. So in case something doesn't look good, we have a copy somewhere safe. Now, what we're going to do next is going to be destructive. So we're going to need to rasterize this. To rasterize your layer, you can right-click on your layer and hit rasterize. Or if you can't right-click, you can go up to Layer and hit rasterize. That's going to take your image from being a smart object to a flat image, which means you can edit it the way we need to. Now we're going to strip this photograph of color. So we're going to go up to Image, Adjustments, and we're going to hit Desaturate. If you do not rasterize your layer, you'll see that this is grayed out and you can't click on it. Now that it's desaturated, I see I have a black and white image, but what's lacking is contrast, meaning the difference between two things. That's what contrast means. In this image, almost everything is gray. There's not enough really dark pixels and there's not enough really light pixels. And you're going to find the same thing happens with most of the photographs you get. So let's clean that up. We're going to go back to Image now, Adjustments, but this time we're going to hit Levels. We've used levels quite a few times. We're going to move these sliders so that our darks are darker and our lights are lighter. Now I have a wider range of color in here, and that's exactly what I want. I'm going to press OK. Now we're going to need our word cloud to be on top of our photograph. So let's take our word cloud, drag it right on top, and change the blend mode to multiply and the opacity to 75%. Now, we don't want the background of our portrait or the words outside of the person's face. So we're going to make a blank new layer to fix that up. To make a new layer, you click down here. It's the second to last button. We're going to fill that layer with black. You can use your paint bucket tool by holding Shift G, making sure down here in the bottom your swatches are set to black, and simply click anywhere on your page. It will fill with black. Now this layer should be underneath our word cloud, but above our picture. So I'm just going to drag it one down. The layer order goes as follows. We have our word cloud, our black layer, and then our black and white photograph. Now, with our black layer selected, we want to add a mask. Then we want to take our brush tool, and I recommend having a really soft brush for this. So if we go on the top, let's change the hardness so it's less than 50. We're going to paint with black to conceal the parts we don't want of this black layer, which is going to make the photograph visible. So as I paint, I'm going to start seeing my girl Frida pop back up. And I'm just going to paint until she's all in the scene. Now you notice I wasn't too precise about her. Now I can kind of go in, zoom in, paint with the opposite color, which is white, and get those edges a little crisper and cleaner. Now the focus is her face, not so much the background. The problem is I will say that my word cloud is a little too short. It's not covering her neck, so I'm just going to activate my word cloud, make it a little larger. Depending your photograph, you might not need to do this step. Just keep in mind, you want the entire person's face and neck to be covered with words. Okay, so if you don't have enough words, you might want to resize them. Now, the problem is the words are now covering her eyes and her shoulders. So we're going to add one more layer mask, but this time we're going to activate the thing that says our word cloud, add a mask there. We're going to paint with black to conceal the parts we do not want visible on this. When I do that, I'm going to definitely see much more of the tone from the original photograph because I'm hiding both the black layer and the word layer. Now, one thing I definitely want to hide on this layer, on this mask, is the eye. So I can see the eyes clearly. So I'm going to paint with black over your portrait's eyes just to make the eyes pop back out. If your brush is too large, use your left or right brackets to make them a little smaller. Once you have all the words kind of cleaned up so that they're only on your person's face and neck, you are done with your portrait effect. Please save this as a JPEG and take a screenshot of your layers panel. As an extension and extra credit today, you can do this with a second photograph and a different word cloud, 2 to make it true, using the same techniques and steps. Be patient, make sure you follow the order of steps to get this beautiful effect, and good luck.